Hi guys, I'm Devina. Welcome to my channel Open Your Mind, where we go on an adventure to explore the hidden life truths in spirituality. Now in this video, we take a look at the fascinating concept of what it means to have true knowledge and false knowledge according to the Yoga Sutras and how this affects our lives in every way. If you find these conversations valuable, please do hit the subscribe button below, comment, like, and share these videos. Okay, so Vishu, we've started our study of Patanjali Sutras and we covered Sutra number 1 to 3, which were all about mindfulness. And in our last conversation, we discussed being in a lowered state of awareness, which results in pain and pleasure. And we understood how actually pain and pleasure are the same thing. They are from the same source. And so the 5th sutra speaks all about the 5 modifications, Panchataya, and these modifications are all about the states of inner being ranging from pain to pleasure. So the various states that we go through. And Sutra number 6 to 11 are all about these 5 modifications. So today we can begin our study of Sutras number 6 to 11 and start to understand what these modifications are. So if we can just begin from Sutra number 6 and understand what it is exactly and start to understand these 5 modifications.
Right. So Devina, as we understood the word modification, which means movement of thoughts. Vritti, we call it in Sanskrit, we call it vritti. There, Patanjali have given the 5 folds of them. So we don't have control on our mind, and yoga is all about control on the mind.
Right.
So we become a master of our mind.
Yes.
So to become a master of the mind, Patanjali have divided it into 5 modifications, 5 folds. So it becomes easy for us to understand how it functions.
Right.
So if it will become easy for us, then it will be easy for us to control the mind. So Sutra number 6 is saying, it's just simply telling the 5 modifications, 5 folds of modifications, which is pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, and smriti.
Okay.
The word pramana means the right knowledge, the valid knowledge. Viparya means false knowledge, illusionary information. Vikalpa means imagination. Nidra means sleep. But when Patanjali says sleep, it means without dream. Is not considering dreams there. And then the last one is smriti, which means memory, the collection of information, the data. So usually from the sutra number 6 to 11, Patanjali is explaining, defining each one by one.
Right.
So we will just take a look on them. What are these vrittis?
Okay, great.
So the first 2 vrittis, 2 modification, the two sets of the thoughts, movement of thought which Patanjali have given. The first one, Patanjali says the right information, the right knowledge, which is pramana, right? And the another is false knowledge. So let's just talk about the both in the beginning.
Yes.
Before we enter into the definition of both, let's just simply talk about what is true, what is false, what is right and wrong in terms of the vrittis.
Yes.
Basically, we say we all have our individual truth. We say like everybody have their own truth. So it's a very sensitive matter to say what is truth and what is false. Yes, that's why there are conflicts. But yoga is all about stopping the conflicts, not having the conflicts, uniting two, where two become one. So when two become one, that is a universal truth. So we are when Patanjali said truth, it means the universal truth, which do not change, which is not dependent on personality, face, situation. Desh, KAAL. Desh means the place, KAAL means the time, which is independent from the time and the place.
Right. And once again, as we have discussed previously, that this is such an ancient text It's written thousands of years ago, and still, because what we are discussing is the one truth, the universal truth, it's very much applicable in today's day and age as well. It's nothing to do with an ancient philosophy that we can't connect with.
So here we need to understand the first two modification, which is the true knowledge and false knowledge, pramana and viparya. So you say, we can say our mind, when I say mind, you should understand the movement of the thoughts. They have capacity, or they have a center from where all the movement of the thoughts will give me the essence of the truth in my life. Or opposite, maybe they are giving me false knowledge.
Right.
So my mind have capacity to give me truth. My mind have capacity to give me false and illusions
Right.
in my life.
Yeah.
So basically, I can say my mind, which is giving me truth, dealing with my wisdom, controlled by my wisdom, and the mind which is giving me illusions is controlled by my ego.
Right.
Ego is that creating image.
Yes.
So these vrittis which are created by the wisdom are the vrittis of pramana, created by the buddhi.
Yeah.
So you see how we differentiate between both, how we define them both. Like pramana is a true knowledge, essence of truth, the right knowledge, which is not having any illusions. If we don't have illusions, means we have clarity in our life. If we have clarity in the life, we don't have problems. We don't have klist, which is in the previous sutra Patanjali have mentioned. Klista means suffering. And if I have clarity in my life, I have aklist, means non-suffering. So the vritti which brings non-suffering, that is pramana, the true knowledge vritti. Simply. So here we need to understand what is the difference between these vrittis, true and false. The word vritti also meaning wave, like the wave. Like the
we also hear very much in modern science, in modern psychology, about brain waves. And surely there's a connection then, right? We know about alpha waves, beta, theta, they all mean something different, delta. It's a different frequency of the wave. So is this also translated into vritti, into the waves which are
sure, definitely it translated into it. So when I'm saying the pramana vritti, the true knowledge vritti, this is a vritti with less frequency.
right?
And viparya is with more frequency. So when I have more higher frequency brain wave, which we carry all the time, modern psychology call it the beta waves.
Right.
So we live most of the times with beta waves. But if we do meditation, if we are relaxed, if we are free, like the moment I just wake up early in the morning, I'm very fresh with my mind, nothing much, not so many movement of the images in my mind, less movements.
Yes.
That is my alpha waves, which is more calm, peaceful. So here modern psychology also tells that best decisions of our life, the real decisions, those bring peace and harmony in the life, we take the moment when we are going into the sleep and when we wake up, when we come out of the sleep.
Right. At the crack of dawn, basically, that's what they say. Just at that time of twilight, almost, when you're not fully asleep, you're not fully awake. It's a little bit in between. Is that?
Yeah, this is the time we call it Sandhya. Means it's the best time for the prayer. If we can enter in this time and we do prayer, our prayers get successful
Right.
to this time.
Right.
So it's all a matter of chitta vritti nirodha. The yoga is bringing our mind calm, peaceful, fresh. Means if my mind will be fresh, definitely it's the frequency of the waves will be less.
Yes.
So pramana, the truth, which is a truth, definitely brings the less frequency. And false is higher frequency, means that if we see in hertz, it's more than 14
Right.
hertz.
Right. So when we talk about the calmer brain waves, which are the ones we find, yes, at just before going to sleep or just at the time of waking up, the more calm ones and the more active ones, which we are in throughout the day. um, how do we identify that in our body physically? Surely there are some changes as well. It's not only in our brain, right? Maybe our heartbeat increases. There must be some physical change as well, right? So how can we identify which state our brain is in, the difference in the waves?
Very simply, what happens whenever we are into trouble, whenever we are like, I can't understand what's happening, into panic or into chaos. So what we usually say, we say, drink a glass of water, take a deep breath,
Yes. Right.
and then think about it. So the better decision will come.
Yes.
Why? And this is a whole process of yoga, taking a deep breath and calming the mind. The whole yoga functioning through this principle. So how we differentiate? Simply we see, if I am not calm, if I am into chaos, my mind is having so much chaos inside, at that time it's very difficult for me to take the right decision.
Yes.
And if I can't take the right decisions, it means wrong decisions are the decisions which in my life they're gonna bring some problems.
Yes.
More problems are coming because of them. So one definition of ego is that ego is an element in the consciousness which creates illusions, and illusions bring problems in my life.
Right.
It means if I am having higher frequency, I can't take the right decisions, means its ego is more dominating.
Yes. The opposite of ego is wisdom. So instead of your wisdom functioning, you are identifying with your ego, and that's what causes the problems.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Look at the quality of the decisions. If my decision is desired based, if my decision is about what I am and what I should be, and all about it, like, and all of like profit, benefits, like, and other decisions like making a harmony, saying somebody sorry, what I said to you yesterday, I was in anger, but now I'm not angry, now I'm more calm, more peaceful. This is wisdom. It's working, means uniting us. Yoga is all about the union. So we don't we really live in harmony, living in harmony with somebody, because when we create harmony, we create the joining, the unity.
Yes. Yes.
So the lesser the frequency, higher the harmony.
Right.
More the frequency, less the harmony. It's like this.
Wow. Okay.
So my brain, we can consider my brain have this center. My mind has the center from which I experience the truth. And when I say the word truth, it means capacity, ability to live with clarity.
Right.
Where I have less problems, less suffering.
Right.
And opposite also there, another center also my mind have, which is, if this mind, the false knowledge center, viparya, if it is activated, at that time there is a lot of chaos in my life.
Yes.
Lot of problems are coming.
Yes.
Right? So what is the difference between both? Is a difference of attentiveness, awareness.
Right.
If my awareness is higher, my the center of my truth is more active. If my awareness is lower, the center of my illusions, my ego, my false knowledge is more active, which is second vritti, viparya vritti, false knowledge.
Right.
So we have both.
So everything we are studying is all about reaching the state of awareness, basically, so that we can
All about awareness.
out of our true knowledge center or our wisdom instead of our false knowledge center or ego. So we are really just training ourselves to enter into a constant state of awareness or clarity so that we are not carried away by false knowledge.
That's why we call it awakening. We are waking up.
Right.
Sleeping is lower awareness, and I come into awareness, I wake up. So that's why we call it awakening.